extended from the 50 EMA, coming into multiple levels of support or resistance, with previous liquidity left to be recovered. Confluence equals confidence. Welcome everybody to the Disruptive Developers Indicator tutorial for the Tactical Analysis 3-part indicator suite. Today we will be covering part 3, which is our oscillators. Part 1 we covered the TVAR, or Tactical Volume Analysis and Recovery. Part 2 was our ever important levels, and today once again we will be covering part 3, which is our oscillators. Once again, if you wish to obtain the Disruptive Developers Tactical Analysis 3-part indicator suite, head on over to the Disruptive Developers website, which is disruptivedevelopers.com. A link to that website will be in the description to this video. Also, in the description to this video will be a link to the Tactical Analysis Discord, where you will find a dedicated section by and for the Disruptive Developers team to handle any questions from functionality to feedback about the Tactical Analysis 3-part indicator suite. You will also find separate sections for each part in their dedicated portion of the Tactical Analysis Discord, and in each section it will be accompanied by the PDFs that you have seen in the video, part 1, part 2, and here we are seeing in part 3. Okay, so as I'm going over the PDF and going back to the charts for reference, you will also be able to do the same. You can head on in once again to the Tactical Analysis Discord. Link is in the description to the video, along with the Disruptive Developers website, disruptivedevelopers.com. Okay, part 3. What does that contain? We have the TDI Pro, which is the Trader's Dynamic Indicator by Dean Malone. If you've been following the channel prior to the creation of this indicator suite, you know that we have been using that TDI by itself, okay? Also included will be the WTO, or Wave Trend Oscillator, the Money Flow Index, the MACD, I'm sure everybody's familiar with that, and the VWAP, or Volume Weighted Average Price, along with signals and alerts for each of the previous mentioned parts of this indicator. Okay, so moving forward, just a little explanation about these oscillators. Oscillators are chart indicators that can assist a trader in determining overbought or oversold conditions in the ranging or non-trending markets. Okay, many traders use multiple oscillators to confirm range extremes and to determine important entry and exit points and or pivots, changes in market direction. The RSI is a popular oscillator that measures the extent of recent price change to determine overbought or oversold conditions in an instrument's price. Okay, there's a link to the Oscillators Investopedia page included in the PDF. Okay, part 3, the combination of these oscillators are as follows. Okay, the oscillators indicator completes the Disruptive Developers Tactical Analysis 3-part indicator suite. For part 3, they took the two oscillator indicators that we used in and that I use in the tactical analysis strategy, and they looked for areas to improve them based on the strategy, and they did so quite well and efficiently, and then they combined them into one indicator, okay? And remember, as I explained before, it was very important for myself and the team to make sure we had everything included in 3 indicator scripts. Why is that important? Because not everybody has paid TradingView, and if you have the regular TradingView unpaid or trial version, you are only allowed up to 3 indicators on the chart. All right, and the same reason why I put out the PDF for free, the course about my strategy, is because I want every new trader, regardless of income level, regardless of experience, to come and be able to be on the same page and equal footing to anybody else in the market, okay? A lot of these other indicators, courses, thousands and thousands of dollars, not everybody has that right off the bat, and then people feel like if they don't get those, they're not going to be successful. That's a a common misconception put out in the market. Okay, so it's very important. As you know, at the tactical analysis community, we are a family and we're here to help each other. And that was very important to make sure that it was an all-inclusive 3-part indicator suite so that you can have it on your charts regardless if you have the trial version right up to premium trading view. Okay, so getting further into it, let's talk about the Traders Dynamic Index Pro, or the TDI. Okay, let's take a look at it on the chart. Okay, just like the previous ones, once you head on in to the Disruptive Developers website at disruptivedevelopers.com, you will make your donation. Once you make your donation, you will be cleared and you will find your Part 3 oscillators in your invite-only scripts. And again, just like the previous two, you go click on it, hit your terms and conditions to agree, and it will come up on your chart as you see here. Okay, you can see it is a dual level. Okay, TDI included on top of the VWAP. Okay, when we go back and look at the TDI signals, okay, green and red on the RSI line is the current price sentiment. Green when above the signal line, red when below. Okay, if you guys remember, once again, prior to the creation, when I was using the TDI on its own, I thickened up these lines and made it easy on the eyes, right? We all associate green with upward price action and red with descending price action. So you can clearly see here, when price crosses over this RSI, it turns green. When it crosses down, it turns red. Very simple, very easy, very efficient to understand. We don't have time to be looking all over the charts, interpreting data, right? We understand green up, red down. Okay, so basically this is a fast-moving RSI crossing over a slow-moving RSI to determine volatility and price direction. Okay, back to the PDF, right? The dark red is the signal line. Like I said, crossover for entry and exit. All right, I'll expand the chart here to give you a closer look. Okay, is the price action. Let's go up to the hourly time frame, and we can get a little bit of an expanded price action. Okay, so we can see it here. Okay, we have our, let's pull out some drawing tools here. All right, here is our, bang, that's our signal line. Okay, we refer back here, crossover for entry and exit. Okay, price crosses down. All right, we would potentially be looking for a short position, or it would confirm a continuation in the right direction after we take a short trade. Okay, in the next video, we're going to put parts 1, 2, and 3 together with the actual tactical analysis strategy and show you how we use each part of the strategy with part 1, 2, and 3 of the indicator suite. Okay, moving along, we have the yellow, which is the market baseline. Okay, this is the overall sentiment of the market. Okay, you can see the corresponding figures on the right. You can see the corresponding numbers. Okay, and we'll get to what those mean on the next page. All right, but the blue is the volatility bands. You can see them here. When they are constricted or tight, that means less volatility. When they're expanded, that means there is volatility going on, right? Increase or decreased volatility. Okay, so here are the levels. Okay, less than 90 positive or greater than 90, I'm sorry, positive sentiment. Okay, less than 90 is a negative sentiment. So let's go ahead and put that on the chart. Okay, we'll take a horizontal line and just show you exactly where the levels are. Okay, we'll go up into the settings. We'll hit the coordinates. There we go. And we will go to 90. Okay, so here is basically your sentiment line. All right, right at 90. Okay, once again, greater than is positive, less than negative. All right, then we have greater than 108 is buying exhaustion or overbought, you could say, and less than 72 is selling exhaustion. So let's put that on the chart and take a look at that as well, close up. Okay, so we have 108. All right, we can see we have the price action 108 and 72. All right, so there's 108. That would be our buying exhaustion, and then we'll go ahead and put this on the chart. All right, which will be 72. Okay, and that would indicate, if we refer back, that would indicate less than is selling exhaustion. Okay, the red trade signal identifies entries and exits based on crosses with the price line. Okay, yellow, as the market baseline approaches or exceeds the 108 or 72, you can potentially look for a reversal. Okay, let's look at it on the chart, right? You can see price coming and breaking below 72. We get a reversal back up. Okay, breaks above, we get a reversal back down. Okay, you can see the price action moving, the market sentiment, market baseline moving up and down. We also have the histogram, and we'll get to that in a second as well. Many tools to use, very efficient, very simple, and very easy to understand. Okay, the volatility again shows market strength. Expanded, there is market strength to move price. Constricted, it's a weak market. Okay, let's look at the TDI Pro signals, which we have in addition. Okay, we have divergences. The solid red triangle is a TDI bearish divergence. Okay, and it's on the upper limit. All right, let's zoom out and take a look at an example. Okay, let's bring it out. Here we go. Perfect example. Okay, you have a bearish divergence. Once it's confirmed, you will see that print above. Okay, on the opposite side, we have the bullish divergence represented by green, right? Red down, green up. We keep it simple, easy to identify. We saw it right over here to the right near the current price action. What did we have? We had a bullish divergence confirmed on the TDI, and we had our triangle printed. Okay, on top of that, what else did we have, right? We had price coming outside or below selling exhaustion, what would be deemed selling exhaustion, where we could look for a reversal. Okay, we then had a bullish divergence, further indicating a likelihood of price reversing back to the upside. And then once again, we would add in our other confluences of the strategy, which we will cover in the next video, which we will incorporate all three parts of the three-part indicator series into the actual way that we look at price action and look for entries and exits, and how we use this as confluence. Okay, hidden divergence, same thing, except you will see hollow triangles. Red and green, same thing. Okay, drawn on the lower and upper limit line. Those will just be hidden divergences, with hollow and regular divergences will be solid triangles. Okay, we also have alerts on the TDI Pro for crosses. Okay, when you get the downward red arrow, right? Red for down, green for up. Okay, the cross short is triggered. All right, when it crosses under the signal line. Okay, so you can see in the example here. Okay, when it crosses below, you'll get the TDI cross. The signal line, the RSI line will cross. It will turn red, and you'll also get an indication in your box over here. Okay, when it crosses up, it will turn green, and you will also get an indication on the TDI box on the right-hand side. Okay, once again, red down, green up. Not only will the line turn color, but you'll also get an indication or signal to the right. All right, now let's talk about the MLB cross. Okay, the MLB or market baseline cross short is triggered when the price line, green, crosses under the yellow baseline. Okay, let's take a look at the chart and refer there. Okay, that would be here. Okay, price is crossing below the market base, which is that yellow line. Okay, you would get a signal, which would be our downward facing red arrow. Okay, same thing here, red down, green up. All right, the market baseline cross long is triggered when the opposing conditions are met and the price crosses over the market baseline to the upside. Okay, same thing. Okay, crosses up, you get the signal, and the line will turn green. Right, guys? Very simple, very easy, very efficient. Okay, all three parts of the indicator series, not only the indicators themselves, but the settings, right? You've seen in the previous two videos, very simple, very easy to understand, okay? No need to get caught up in the paralysis analysis and over analyzing the data, okay? We also have TDI Pro hook alerts, all right? It is triggered when the price line crosses under the upper volatility band in the blue, okay? And we have the long TDI hook when the price crosses over the lower volatility band in the blue. Okay, that'll be our TDI hook alerts. Okay, we cross above or below the volatility band, which once again is these blue bands. Okay, here's a hook alert, here's a hook alert. Okay, price coming outside the volatility, crossing the volatility bands. Okay, so the TDI Pro, in summary, determines positive or negative sentiment, right? Market sentiment. It can also confirm entry and exit conditions and added confluence to those. Okay, we look for bullish and bearish divergence. We look for when price and market sentiment align, so we can look for a favorable trade in the direction of price. Okay, when the price and market sentiment diverge, we look for a favorable trade in the direction of the sentiment. Okay, we use the TDI like always, like anything else, as an added confluence to your technical analysis. We do not rely solely on any signal from any one indicator. It's always confluence on top of confluence, which equals confidence. We say it over and over and over again, right? Multiple levels of confluence. Let's dive in to part 2 of the part 3, so to speak, okay? The bottom portion of the part 3, okay? Which you see down here, all right? This is the WMV, or the wave money VWAPs, okay? It's a customized hybrid of 4 of the most used oscillators: the wave trend, the money flow, the MACD, and the VWAP, okay? Sure, you've heard of most, if not all, of those indicators, okay, or oscillators, all right? So getting into those, an oscillator simply measured the price difference over time, okay? The WMV can identify market periods when the market is overbought or oversold, okay? More confluence, right? Buying exhaustion, selling exhaustion, overbought, oversold, okay? We start to add all these things in together, okay? Overbought and oversold levels are not necessarily signals to trade, but they usually indicate areas where the market trend is likely to reverse. And then once again, we're using these in confluence with the other parts of the strategy: extension, levels, right? Support, resistance, previous liquidity zones. Okay, now we have TDI, bullish, bearish divergence, right? Crossing over the signal line, all right? Market sentiment, all right? We have all these extra confluences now to add on top of the standard stuff that we already use with the strategy, all right? The wave money VWAPs. Signals are highlighted as bright red as overbought, bright green as oversold rectangles along the upper and lower limits. We'll look at them on the chart right now. You can see them here, right? This is your overbought conditions. You see the red here, right? Overbought, green for oversold, right? Here we are, oversold, right? We have the VWAP cross. We have a bullish divergence. We have price coming outside and then back inside the inside volatility, crossing the signal line, eventually crossing the market base. Okay, same thing in reverse, all right? Price comes up, crosses the signal line, crosses the market base as VWAP crosses over, all right, with our overbought conditions, all right? Confluence on top of confluence, guys, always, all right? Simple and easy, all right? The VWAP trend down is triggered when the VWAP, which is the yellow line, crosses the beige signal line and is below the 0 line, okay? Like this, right? Here's your 0 line. It has crossed over the beige line and it is below the 0 line. That's where you will get your VWAP trend down signal, okay, which is in the same box as the TDI signal, okay? The VWAP trend up, right, in opposite, triggered when the VWAP yellow line crosses the beige signal line and is above the 0 line, okay? Above and below, red and green, okay? Using these confluences, and they are side by side to give you better confidence in your trades, okay? The reverse trends alerts are triggered when the VWAP yellow line crosses the beige line and is above the 0 line. And the reverse up is triggered when the VWAP yellow line crosses the beige signal line below the 0 line. So just in reverse, same thing in reverse, red and green, right? Same thing over and over again, just like the way we view our conditions and confluences to make our entries, okay? The cross alerts, VWAP cross 0 is triggered when the VWAP yellow line simply crosses the 0 line up and down, right? We see it simple on here, VWAP crossing the center line to the upside and to the downside, okay? So if and when this crosses the 0 line, you will get that signal shown here, okay? You will get that signal here, the VWAP cross, okay? VWAP money, wave money VWAPs, it's a complement to the TDI indicator, just like anything else in the strategy. It's used to complement, to add confluence, to add confidence, right? When used together, the WMV and the TDI can be a powerful component of your trading arsenal. It is recommended that you use the replay feature in TradingView and advance one time frame at a time, right? To get familiar with the alerts and how price reacts, right? Go back like anything else, back test it, okay? Let yourself see and get used to with your eyes the screen time of what it looks like on your chart when those signals hit. Not only on the part 3, but what is price action doing when those signals hit? Okay, what is the high probability move that you're seeing the highest percentage of the time when that happens, right? You train your brain, you see the clues, right? It flashes up, red, green, right? You see the signals, you understand what's going on, and you see the chart and the price action. It'll all start to come together and click, and these trading, these entries, these take profits will become second nature when you're trading robotically and consistently and without emotion, because we have the tools in front of us to trade price action at the highest probability, okay? And once again, when we trade with the highest probability and the highest risk reward, always in our favor, we have no choice but to be profitable in the long run, okay? Just a quick note on the oscillators. Unique to the Disruptive Developers oscillators is the ability to display the TDI and the wave money VWAP in any of the three configurations, right? You can have TDI alone, WMV alone, or both combined. It'll automatically scale each component dependent on the selective configuration. Okay, in other words, when they're together, the TDI will stack on top of the WMV as seen, right? While we're talking about that, let's scale out. Let's go down into our settings and just take a look, right? Let's see how simple and easy the settings are, right? Let's scroll down. Not many settings because we don't need to make any changes, okay? We're all looking at the same thing, all right? We can show the TDI or not. We can fill the market histogram line or not. We can see on the bottom, right? Let's actually, let me expand this, all right? And let's go back into those settings here, okay? So that we can see it exactly as it happens, right? So, show TDI or don't. Okay, if it's too distracting, if you prefer one or the other, use one or the other or both. Okay, you can fill the volatility bands, right? Fill these blue if you want a better picture. If it's distracting, if you just like to see a more solid background, if that's better on the eyes, whatever it may be, that's your option. Okay, you can fill the market histogram line. Okay, which is accompanying this yellow line. It shows you volatility as well. Okay. Here we go. Show wave trend money flow VWAP. You can show it or not. Okay. Top or bottom. You can have one or both or none. Okay. And the same thing on the bottom. You could show it or not. Here we go. We could get rid of the MACD VWAP. Okay. We can have it on. We can get rid of the money flow. We can have it on. We could show the wave trend, or we can have it off. Okay. We can have any of the following on or off the chart together or separately. Okay. Same thing with the signals, guys. Very simple and efficient. We can show the signals or we can take them off together. We can show the signals individually or take them off. Same thing with the divergence. All right. Divergence and hidden divergence. You either have them on or off, separate or together. Very simple, guys. Okay, very simple. Again, they didn't want the settings to be overcomplicated, a million different colors, a million different alterations, and then everybody's chart looks different, everybody's confused. What are your settings? What are your settings? And then we get off track, right? We want everybody to be able to come to the streams, come to the channels, come utilize the materials, and everybody's looking at the same chart so we can all be on the same page, again, to make things simple, easy, and efficient. Okay, I already showed you the options. We can enable them together or separately. Okay, again, part 3 oscillators. Main objective as indicator developers was to provide the trader with the necessary tools to aid or speed up their learning process and save time for both the new and experienced trader. Okay, as always, your time is precious. We don't want to use it marking up charts. Okay, don't waste time putting all these extra things on charts, right? The least that you can use to have the most efficient gains, right? You want to use the minimum effort to get the maximum result, so to speak, okay? Right, nothing in this document constitutes professional or financial advice. Like I always tell you, I am not a financial advisor. I am simply a guy on YouTube who loves to watch price action and help others see it the way that I do and hopefully succeed at trading, okay? Again, I am not a financial advisor and nothing in this video document constitutes professional or financial advice. This is opinion only, entertainment purposes, because this is what we love to do. Okay, so once again, this was part 3 of the oscillators. The 2 prior videos, part 1 TVAR, part 2 levels, and here we are to round it off with the oscillator portion in part 3. Okay, if you want to attain one or all of this 3-part indicator suite, head on over to the Disruptive Developers website, disruptivedevelopers.com. Link is in the description to this video. Also in the description to this video is a link to the Tactical Analysis Discord, where you will find the dedicated section by and for the Disruptive Developers team to handle anything from functionality to feedback that you traders might have on the 3-part indicator suite. Okay, they are on standby, and in each corresponding channel, part 1, 2, and 3, you will find the PDFs that correspond with the videos in this 3-part indicator tutorial series. Okay, guys, the next video, we're going to bring it all together. We're going to have part 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go over a little review about what they are, and then we are going to show how we incorporate them into the strategy to look for entries, to look for take profits, to look for potential trade setups, okay, and trade direction. How we add part 1, 2, and 3 into the strategy to add confluence on top of confluence, which as always equals confidence. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video. As always, trade well.